Senate in new deals reveals Nigeria's obsolete laws. National Assembly meets agriculture ministers. Set agenda for food security. And National Institute for Legislative Studies news rounds of national quiz competition for the young generation. Good evening and welcome to NTA Parliamentary News from Abuja, Nigeria's capital city. I am Ene Ojonuba. Senate has adopted a resolution to collaborate with the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation for revision of the laws of the Federation. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that the lawmakers are concerned that the exercise was last carried out about 20 years ago.
The lawmakers, in adopting the resolution, emphasize that the non-revision of the laws of the Federation of Nigeria, last conducted in 2004, has led to a situation in which several laws enacted from January 2003 to date remain excluded from the compilation. The motion was raised by Senator Kakashi Hulawon.
The statutes in the laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 were enacted in different years before and after Nigerians' independence. The continued non-revision has not only left numerous statutes out of the compilation, but also retained many repealed statutes with the attendant confusions and other negative impacts.
There is no doubt that we have different versions of the Nigerian laws on the streets of Abuja. Their lordships in the last judges' conference, ongoing judges' conference, even pointed this out, that it's important that, that we do the necessary things and then, of course, gazette them and then forward it to them, because sometimes the amendments are not reflected in the acts of Parliament, and they have no ways of knowing.
Senate passed for second reading a bill seeking the reenactment of the Dishonored Checks Offences Act, sponsored by Senator Sunday Karimi.
The Principal Act prescribes that in case of individual guilty of presenting a dog check, imprisonment of 2 years without option of fine.
This bill now seeks to extend jurisdiction to state high courts and magistrate court, thereby bringing justice closer to our people.
Also passed for second reading is the bill sponsored by Senator Saliu Mustafa, which seeks to facilitate the use of information in electronic form to conduct transactions.
The bill further seeks to protect personal data and facilitate electronic commerce in Nigeria.
Senate President Godswill Akpabio during plenary announced the appointment of Senator Abamuru as minority leader and Senator Ositangu as the minority whip to fill existing vacancies. Senate has confirmed the appointments of the chairman and board members of FERMA after being screened by the Senate Committee on FERMA.
The committee recommends that 2 women shall be forwarded and nominated to serve on the board of FEMA.
In the meantime, Senate has urged the federal government to immortalize and accord state burial to the designer of Nigeria's flag, late Taiwo Akinkunmi, as lawmakers observed a minute's silence in his honor. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
In line with the belief that NNPCL is critical to energy security, the Senate Committee on Downstream Petroleum Sector is working on modalities for the full functioning of the sector as guided by the Petroleum Industry Act. To this end, the committee invites the Group Managing Director of the company, Mele Kyari, for investigative hearing. National Assembly correspondent Joshua Ogunjide tells us more.
The creation of the National Assembly through the Petroleum Industry Act 2021. The NNPCL is the largest single asset oil company in the whole of Africa, with over 1,900 pipe-borne kilometers of gas connected to the downstream. The committee is principally interested in the implementation of the Petroleum Industry Act 2021, surveillance security contracts of pipeline contracts, issues bordering on vandalism, and required mechanisms to salvage the situation, amongst other salient matters in the sector.
We also want to ask some of the surfacing queues in the filling stations that has just emerged. We also want to have to know the consumption of PMS in the past 24 months. That is national consumption of PMS. We also want to have and fix a date for on-the-spot assessment of the refineries and the depots. The daily crude allocation to local refineries, how it's been distributed. State the deductions as suppliers of school swap in the last 24 months.
The Group CEO of NNPCL, Menekari, explained that the company currently has a design of existing over 5,000 kilometers pipelines network across the country, which are not functioning due to sustained vandalism being experienced in the past 15 years.
And before the regulation that is substantially changing the total landscape of our business is that we are doing up to 67 million liters of PMS. Today, the average that we have since the regulation is about 45 million liters of daily evaporation, not even consumption. And this is substantial. This is almost 33% reduction in the volumes that we take into the market.
4 refineries in 3 locations with combined capacity of 445,000 barrels per day, according to him, will be augmented as rehabilitation works are ongoing on the existing refineries. From the National Assembly, Joshua Okochide, NTA News.
The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, says, with the renewed agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on food production of agricultural mechanization, food security is guaranteed for Nigerians. He stated this during an interactive session with the Senate Committee on Agricultural Production. National Assembly correspondent Isa Mohammed has more.
Worried by the dwindling economy and the fear of shortage of food production in the country despite efforts by previous governments to improve on it, the Senate Committee on Agriculture met with the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security as well as other agencies to find a way forward. The minister intimated the committee on some projections, policies and programs of the ministry in collaboration with relevant ministries on ways to reach out to farmers in rural areas on mechanized agriculture.
We have already started discussing on how to make that exchange very, very attractive, not only to young people, everybody who has spare change. You can invest whatever amount of money and you can make money. It's in the collective interest of this country that we do what is right.
The committee chairman Sani Mustafa notified the MDAs on the willingness of the National Assembly to revamp agriculture through quality laws and supporting workable initiatives that will improve food production and agricultural value chain.
Agriculture still remains the most important sector of our economy and will for a long time be driving force of the national economy.
Other areas also discussed during the interactive section include managing silos, post-harvest laws, new ideas, technologies, and innovations, encouraging young farmers and cooperative societies to access soft loans. From the National Assembly, Isa Muhammad, NTA News.
The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, has advised Nigerians to key into agriculture as the surest way to revamp the economy and eradicate poverty. This was during an interactive session with the House Committee on Agricultural Production and Services. National Assembly correspondent Amina Seidu has details.
The minister attributes the dwindling level of involvement in agriculture, climate change, dependency on imported food, as well as insecurity as threats to food security. He announces federal government's plan to boost wheat production in the country.
We're supporting the farmers. Like for the wheat, we're giving free seeds. Mr. President has graciously bought both imported seeds, of which we, I'm sure it was in the news that we went to Lagos to inspect the offloading. As we are speaking now, those seeds from Mexico are in the hinterland already with the agro dealers and are being given to farmers free of charge.
Chairman House Committee on Agricultural Production Bello Kaoji appreciates efforts of the ministry towards injecting innovative ideas and latest trends for a robust and vibrant economy.
Maybe the only thing is just to give more advice, because like I have earlier said, it's a collective effort. We have to work together for the betterment of our people.
In a related development, the Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi, had interactions with the Senate Committee on Agricultural Colleges and Institutions, where he emphasizes the importance of reviving research activities under the Agricultural Renewed Hope agenda.
I want to assure Nigerians is that we are working very hard to make sure that we are going to come out with programs that will be addressing the challenges of the sector.
From the National Assembly, Amina Saidu, NTA News.
Ungoverned spaces as well as inadequate funding, manpower and military hardware are some of the operational challenges militating against the progress of the security forces in the fight against insurgency and other forms of criminality in the country. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, and other service chiefs stated this when they appeared at the House of Representatives for sectoral debates on the security situation in the country. National Assembly correspondent Mitaire Ikpen brings us the details.
The security chiefs filed into the Green Chamber apologizing for their absence at plenary last week. Speaker Tajuddin Abbas explains the rationale for commencing the sectoral debates with the security sector.
It is prioritized in our legislative agenda that the security and welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. We are here not to reprimand, but to understand you better. Through this interaction, we aim to foster collaboration in tackling the multiple security challenges that confront us.
The service chiefs highlight counter-insurgency operations to dislodge and neutralize criminals around the country.
Nigeria is now considered a piracy-free nation. This has several implications, both in terms of confidence of investors in the maritime environment within Nigeria, and in terms of even premium on insurance for vessels coming into Nigeria.
We conduct intelligence-based operation to act as stopgap and to ensure that there's no disruption in the troops currently deployed and forwardly poised to combat threats.
They are, however, frank with operational challenges, which they say require more funding and parliamentary approvals.
As of today, the cost of aviation fuel is about 1,150 naira. So that has created a lot of challenges for us, because we can only operate when we can fuel the airplanes.
The manpower in the police today is grossly inadequate. Even the criminals know that. The United Nations ratio of 1 to 400 is not attainable in Nigeria as of today, because the ratio in Nigeria is 1 to 1,000.
Creation of defense and security intervention funds. The National Assembly should initiate a bill for legislation that will cater for extra budgetary allocation for the armed forces and police.
What have you done to leverage on the experience and knowledge of our retired personnel?
Which measures, both short and long term, are they taking to combat the situation?
If there is any plan for them to use some political solutions to solve some of these politically motivated security challenges.
Deluge of questions from lawmakers leading to a closed-door session with the security chiefs. At the Committee on Supply, the House considered and approved the 2024 to 2026 medium-term expenditure framework preparatory to the presentation of the 2024 appropriation bill. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikpen, NTA News.
Are you looking for a short channel to make your business, goods and services go viral? Look no further, as NTA Parliament is your short channel. Take advantage of our wider reach and advertise your products and services on NTA Parliament DSTV channel 370, GoTV channel 126, StarTimes channel 306, and Free TV channel 706. For more inquiries, contact the Marketing Department, NTA Parliament, NTA Headquarters Area 11 Garki Abuja, or call these numbers 080-383-40464 or 080-770-78055. NTA Parliament, strengthening Nigeria's democracy.
Critical stakeholders in the security circle have advocated for more inclusion of women participation in peace, security, and conflict management. This forms part of submissions at the opening of a 3-day gender sensitization workshop for senior officers of security agencies and relevant committees at the National Assembly, organized by the National Defense College in conjunction with the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies and United Nations Office in Abuja. Mohammed Rabiu Ali reports.
With the theme, Enhancing Gender-Responsive Security Operations and Community Dialogue Project in Nigeria, the workshop centered on fostering inclusiveness in security matters. It is also aimed at mainstreaming the resolution in realizing gender equality, protection of women and girls in conflict, and their active involvement in conflict prevention, resolution, and peace building. Stakeholders at this meeting believe that to achieve a sustainable peace and development, women must be included in the decision-making process.
We are confident that we will have all that we need and that we put in place for the value addition, which would result ultimately in a gender-responsive security framework for Nigeria and within the security sector.
Encourage the recruitment of more women and create pathways for their professional development and leadership within the security sector.
We are currently supporting the government of Nigeria to develop the third national action plan using a multi-sectoral approach.
The workshop coincides with the commencement of Phase 2 of the United Nations Women Project for Nigeria Security Operations. In Abuja, Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
St. Teresa's College in Nsukka Southeast has emerged the winner of 2023 News National Secondary School Quiz Competition on Legislature and Democracy that came to a climax with a grand finale at the National Assembly. Muhammad Rabiu Ali reports that the leadership of the 10th Assembly has pledged to sustain the competition for its place in developing the young talents.
It was quite a keenly contest among participating schools from 6 geopolitical zones of the country at the grand finale. The competition, which is the 8th, was designed to inculcate on the students the requisite knowledge of legislative process and procedure, as well as democratic governance generally.
Begin to imbibe the right virtues, listen to your teachers, listen to your parents, and you will never go wrong. There's a time you will also be a teacher, whether you are teaching in the classroom or at home.
I therefore wish to assure you all that the leadership of the 10th National Assembly, and in particular the House of Representatives, will ensure that these laudable initiatives of the brainchild of Neil is sustained. As you may observe, both private and public schools are represented in this quiz competition. This is a reflection of the commitment of the 10th National Assembly to prioritize education for all in line with the 8-point agenda of Mr. President.
6 schools slug it out at the grand finale, having made it from their respective zones.
Why do some states have more members than others in the House of Representatives? A, population. C, choice of the people.
Population.
Did you say A?
Yeah.
Population.
Yes, sir.
Sounds like a plausible answer, to be honest. Is that because you're sure or you're just guessing?
Pretty sure.
You're absolutely sure. And I like your confidence because you are correct. Congratulations, that is the correct answer.
St. Teresa from Nsukka clinched the first position, followed by Greater Tomorrow Ondo and School for the Gifted Gwagwalada FCT, who went home with second and third positions in that order. The National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies has pledged to sponsor the winning team for their final examinations and tertiary level education. From the National Assembly, Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
A supplementary budget of over 352 billion naira has passed third reading at the floor of Oyo State House of Assembly on Tuesday. Correspondent Oyeyinka Omole reports that the passage of the bill was the sole business of the House at the plenary after the suspension of indefinite strike embarked upon by the Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigeria, PASAN.
Committee report presented on the Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2023 revealed that the earlier presented figure of over 169 billion naira has been jacked up to over 170 billion naira with an increase of 690 million naira, while Finance Bill 2023 of over 182.8 billion naira was reduced to about 182.1 billion naira.
The committee met and considered the bill clause by clause vis-a-vis input of the Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning and projection in the Oyo State Government medium-term expenditure framework as adopted by the House.
The supplementary recurrent expenditure and capital expenditure now stood at over 352.3 billion naira. The House constituted itself into Committee of the Whole to consider the committee report, while the Speaker, Adebo Ogundoyin, presented the progress on the bills before it was passed.
The third reading of the Oyo State Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2023, which has now been read for the third time and passed.
A total of 12 government ministries, departments and agencies, including the Office of the Governor and House of Assembly, were affected in the realignment of the 2023 budget. The House is to reconvene on Tuesday, 28 November 2023 in Ibadan. Oyeyinka Omole, NTA News.
Indigenes of Birnin Kudu local government area of Jigawa State, residing in Abuja, have united to find lasting solutions to interpersonal issues and engender community relations for the development of the area. Praise Nwachukwu, who covered the inaugural meeting, reports.
The meeting ushered in moments of reflection on the state of the community as members of the association brainstormed on possible ways to fix community challenges and set agenda that would bring about development in Birnin Kudu local government area.
Awareness. Number 2, let's know ourselves. Number 3, what development are we bringing to our community? Number 4, how should we help and assist ourselves? These are the basic things that we need to address us from the same community.
Vice Chairman of the association emphasized the importance of the meeting as it seeks to tackle challenges of the community and the people of the state at large.
Home is home. All of us are coming from the same background. All of us are from Birnin Kudu local government area. So we thought it wise to come together and have a common unity of purpose. We are all professional and are all right. So there are instances where we can help our community and also help ourselves.
Members shared excitement on the inauguration of the meeting, describing it as apt.
We, the members of Birnin Kudu, felt the need to, gather ourselves. We're quite a lot in Abuja, but spread across all spheres of the industry. And we decided, look, it's time to gather and have one body, be under one body, in order to be able to achieve lots of objectives, apart from developing back home, also seeing how we can help people back home.
We are trying to bring ourselves together to fight that unity in diversity, to adopt our diversification and come and build one community.
Indeed, the importance of not forgetting one's roots has paved the way for development of Kudu residents in Abuja as they set the ball rolling. In Abuja, Praise Nwachukwu, NTA News.
That's it on the news. Thank you for watching and do have a good evening. I am Ene Ojonugba.